Yo, what's up everyone? For the Imperial Rising event, I decided to level up a Warpath Void Knight because I always wanted to play one, and they conveniently buffed the skill very last minute. In my build, those loot lizards get decimated by Erasing Strike, while a bubble of dark matter makes me almost immortal. Lunge and Warpath allowed me to fly through the campaign to a point where I had to slow down because of the monster level difference. Out of all the classes I tried, this Warpath Void Knight was the best and most efficient so far. With that being said, let's get started. So I'm using Anomaly. This gives a shield, gives me attack speed and crazy life leech. As long as I'm spinning, I can't die while this is up. The bonk, they call Erasing Strike. A kill threshold of 10%. Lunge, this is my movement skill. And in case it kills an enemy, I get a nice buff. This is a really strong debuff. So it can hit up to 8 enemies. Cast this in a bunch of mobs. And Warpath will deal way more damage then, because it gives armor shred and so on. And all this is happening while just whirling around. The main goal of the build is to reduce the mana cost to Warpath to 0. To spam all the other abilities, because they still cost a decent chunk of mana. For the campaign progression itself, I had all my idols and passive slots unlocked with around level 47. Another very important part for the build is the weapon progression. So I've been using this Dream Thorn, so it requires level 15 and it dropped from one of the very first Harbringers. And this carried me pretty much all the way, until now, where the build is now. I have like 50% of the monos unlocked. The next upgrade would be the Last Laugh, has a kill threshold of 16% instead of only 10, like Erasing Strike. No crazy mods for void damage in particular, but this is a good sword. This is quite similar to here from the level requirements. This requires level 51, this is for level 47. A Shadow Beacon, Erasing Strike. These are really good damage with the best install weapon, which I can't get, is a two-hand axe. Another one would be Trident of the Last Abyss. Warpath creates echoes, has the echo on hit, so we will quadruple the echo procs basically. Or Event Horizon, can't wait to get to level 80. For the passive skill tree, pretty straightforward. Of course it's a Sentinel class, so starting out here with Juggernaut to gain free 30 fire and 30 void res. Even a little bit more health, 2 into fearless to unlock the next one. More armor and increased cooldown recovery speed. Then of course unlocking the Void Knight class, gaining access to Erasing Strike, getting World Eater here. Insane life leech right away. Melee void damage. The abilities scale with strength mainly, maxing out this here. Doom Knight. Really nice scaling into endgame if you ask me. Also nice boost to vitality, a free 20% increased health here. The nice scaling into endgame are Dread and Time Legion. This scales up the attack speed and the time rod chance that slows them down and so on. And Dread scales up the void damage and the movement speed. Only 1 and 2 Avatar of Regret here for the echo chance. And yeah, that's pretty much the starter leveling skill tree. And in my case, when I level up more, I will put my remaining points into the Paladin skill tree. So I gain access to Sigil of Hope. The skills look like the following. So I'm starting out with Warpath here, the main attack. While leveling, I had more into Unchained right away. Like I put 4 points in here instantly. Then I went into damage. And it was pretty much okay. Before Anomaly and stuff, I would use... Where is it? Just Vengeance costs no mana and can help at the beginning when there is no mana regeneration on the rolls and the skills are not leveled yet. Dark Nexus makes it so while whirling I regenerate mana, and those are multipliers. The important one is Abyssal Tempest, so that's what it makes it so it Echo appears. The movement skill here, this is pretty much up to you. At the end of the day, it's really just a movement skill. It's a little bit worse than Leap because it requires an enemy to target, but I think it has more range, I'm not sure. But yeah, requires a mob so you can jump around. Important one here is Voidbringer. That's how it actually deals damage, because in the gear and so on, and it's a Void Knight, right? So changing this to Void damage, so it actually deals damage. And when it does, and when it kills a mob, I get a buff. Erasing Strike. So the threshold is this, Erasure of the Living. Fitting name for the passive here. It's a 10% threshold. It's decent against those loot lizards. I get so efficient. The only time I missed a lizard when I was just too lazy. So many mats from those loot lizards when I was done with the campaign. I had 20 plus Rune of Ascent and so on. So I was really efficient against those guys. And I use Merciful instead of Ruthless, because most of the time they are damaged. There are so many effects in the game. More flat damage, obliteration, and a little bit more crit and more crit damage from this passive here. One of the more important skills, but only after the campaign basically, is the bubble. The way it becomes a bubble is the passive Time Lord here. It's cast instantly and gives a lot of life leech and attack speed. The echoes here, the way I've set it up is it applies a debuff on the enemies. I can use this on a group of mobs and have more damage output for my main attack. For the gear, real quick, not even worth showing, I would refer to the planner, but to get crit capped I have this one. I have the best weapon I could find, in my case it's Eternal Eclipse. That's preferably, as I said, it scales with strength. Other than that, trying to get capped on the resistances, which I definitely am. For leveling, especially for leveling, increased mana regeneration rolls somewhere is nice to have. Now it's a little bit overkill with the maxed out skills and the decent passive skill tree. The class relic is really nice, but doesn't really matter. Just get one with minus melee attack mana cost. Maybe as a conclusion for this build, it was the best campaign playthrough without any difficulties, but it takes a while to just zoom because of the resource sustain. While the build basically works on dog tier items, it is however important to upgrade the weapon gradually, or it will suffer clear speed. Mowing everything down with Warpath while keeping buffs up make this playstyle super fun. Thanks for watching, give the video a like, you can also let me know what you think in the comments below, and have a nice day guys. Later!